Okay, hello everyone. Today we are going to go over just solving some of the distance and displacement for the intro worksheets. This is the intro to the 2D displacement. So I gave a couple little bits of info up here at the top. For each question, sketch a path the person takes. You can do this on a separate piece of paper if you like. It helps to visualize the problem. I'm going to do that on Microsoft, or here I have this in a Word where I can actually draw on the actual document. I'm not able to do that necessarily with a Google Doc. Your version is a Google Doc, and I'm just going to have you guys type in the distance and calculate your displacement in both directions. Now, please show your work for each distance displacement calculation. All I want to see is what are you adding or possibly adding and subtracting. Remember, if in order to calculate your distance, all you need to do is add all your lengths. To calculate displacement, east and west motion is kept separate from your north-south motion. And if you want to make a little note of this compass, anytime that I am up on top, if I travel north, that is my positive y. If I go south, that is my negative y. If I go travel east, that is my positive x. Positive x. And if I travel west, west is my negative x value. So if I'm taking a look here, if I travel 7 kilometers north, I'm going to just draw a little line straight up, label that as 7, stops for lunch, turns around, and goes 5 kilometers south. This is the same type of problem that we've done already. So distance is just found by adding and subtracting. Sorry, I never labeled that. Distance, I need to take 7. Maybe I can type. Okay, I can't. Selection is locked. Okay, I'm taking 7. I'm going to add 5, and that gives me a total of 12 kilometers. For the x, there's nothing that goes left and right. There is 0 displacement in the x direction. But as I take a look at y, this 7, whenever I go up, that is positive. So I have a plus 7 kilometers. I am traveling south 5. So I would subtract 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. And I need to indicate my direction. That gives me a total of 2 north. Because I ended with a positive number. If I end up with a positive number in the y, then I traveled north. If I would have ended with a negative number, then I would have went south because that's my negative direction. Number 2, this is an example of one of the ones that are new. But again, if we just keep our information separate, it ends up being a fairly simple problem. I'm going to travel 1 kilometer east, walk 1 kilometer south, and then turn and walk 1 kilometer west. Distance, again, same thing. I'm taking 1 plus 1 plus 1, which equals 3. As I take a look, my different vectors, 1 kilometer east. East, if I don't remember, is over here. That is positive x. So that would be a plus 1. 1 kilometer south. South is the negative y. So I'm putting in minus 1. The last one, 1 kilometer west. West is my negative value in the x. So I'm going to have a minus 1. So for my x displacement, I didn't move anywhere left and right. All I ended up was 1 meter to the south of where I started. Awesome time for a issue.
The signal tone you have just heard indicates a report of an emergency.
Okay, and just finishing this up. So my overall displacement then just ends up being negative 1 meter in the y. And if it's negative 1 meter in the y direction, that means my y displacement then is I'm sorry, I guess I should say kilometer, but 1 kilometer south. Okay. And just going through, totaling up your x's, any east-west, keep separate over here in the x. Any up and down, keep separate over here in the y. You should end up, you will not get any that have x and y today on this paper. You might have an x, you might have a y, maybe you have zero displacement in both. We will learn next week what happens whenever how we combine if I have an x and I have a y displacement, and we'll learn how to do that next week. Okay. Go ahead and answer or fill out your problems. Where it says, I want to see the work, I just want to see what you guys are adding. So like for distance, I want to see the work of what numbers you adding together to get your distance. For your displacement, what numbers are you adding and subtracting? Okay, and that's it.